mark these two people as we go through the story. Jose Angel Barrondo and Alfredo Di Stefano. In the past, El Clásico was not a rivalry. Barcelona played its marches surrounded by the city's Catalan culture, music, and language. The club embraced local traditions, and its fans filled the stands with songs and flags. Madrid's marches had a different rhythm, tied closely to the capital and its formal ceremonies. The team reflected a sense of organization, structure, and connection to the broader Spanish establishment. Both clubs had distinct playing styles, training methods, and approaches to the game. Then came a semi-final that was played in 4 rounds. March 26, 1916. The first leg of the Copa del Rey semi-final took place in Barcelona. It ended in 2-1 to Barcelona, with goals by Paulino Alcantara and Martinez. The game was competitive but calm. No major disputes occurred. April 2, 1916, the second leg in Madrid. Real Madrid won 4-1, balancing the series. Back then, the tournament rules did not use total goals to decide a tie. Each team had to win a match to advance. Because Barcelona had 1 win and Madrid had 1 win, the series was still tied. A replay was required. April 13, 1916. First replay in Madrid ended in a 6-6 draw. This match became infamous for controversy and tension. Jose Angel Barrondo, the referee, awarded 3 penalties to Real Madrid. Barcelona's goalkeeper Luis Bruce saved 2 of them. But the third was scored by Santiago Bernabeu in the 118th minute. Barrondo also disallowed at least 1 Barcelona goal, scored by Paulino Alcantara. Barcelona players protested on the field. Some pushed Madrid players and argued with the referee. The match ended tied, forcing a second replay. The tension was higher than ever. April 15, 1916. Second replay, the decider. Real Madrid won for goals, while conceding just 1, advancing to the final. Barrondo again made controversial decisions, including a late call in Madrid's favor. Barcelona protested several goals, claiming offside or fouls, but the referee allowed them to stand. The frustration peaked when Barcelona players temporarily left the pitch in protest. Even after the match ended, Barcelona fans criticized Barrondo and his decisions. The 6th of June 1943, Copa del Rey semi-final. Barca won the first leg 3-0 at Les Corts. Then came the match no one can never forget. The 13th of June 1943, Copa del Rey semi-final. Second leg, Madrid. It is claimed that before kick-off, Barcelona players were visited in their dressing room by a government official, a moment later described as intimidation. The visit took place in the political context of Franco's Spain. The atmosphere inside the stadium was hostile and intimidating. The referee failed to control the match or calm the crowd. Barcelona conceded multiple goals in rapid succession. The match ended 11-1 to Real Madrid. The match was played in an extremely hostile atmosphere, with Barcelona players reportedly pelted by stones and objects from the stands. Barcelona supporters were largely absent. Travel was restricted, and the result led to the resignation of the club's president, cementing the match as political as much as sporting. The result was immediately disputed by Barcelona. The match has never been regarded as a normal sporting contest. Then came the transfer saga. In the summer of 1953, both Barcelona and Real Madrid wanted to sign Argentine forward Alfredo Di Stefano. Barcelona had reached an agreement with River Plate, the club that officially held his registration, and expected the transfer to be completed. Di Stefano even arrived in Spain and played in a friendly match with Barcelona. making a strong impression. At the same time, Real Madrid made its own arrangements with Millonarios in Colombia and claimed they had rights to the player. Because both clubs believed they had secured Di Stefano, the dispute was taken to the Spanish Football Federation. The federation, influenced by broader power struggles within Spanish football at the time, made a surprising decision. Di Stefano would be shared, playing one season with Real Madrid and another with Barcelona. However, Barca strongly rejected this arrangement and refused to accept a shared contract. In September 1953, Barcelona's board resigned amid the disagreement and controversy surrounding the deal. The interim board then sold Barcelona's share of Di Stefano's rights to Real Madrid, allowing Madrid to complete the transfer. Di Stefano signed a 4-year contract with Real Madrid, and the club paid a substantial fee plus bonuses to Millonarios. When he debuted for Real Madrid, he scored and soon became central to their success in Spain and Europe. The way the transfer unfolded, agreements signed with different clubs, a federation ruling, a Barcelona board resignation, and Real Madrid ultimately signing him, made this one of the most controversial moves in Spanish football history. Now back to the referee. Why do you think he made such controversial decisions? Hold on that thought. From the decisions in 1916 to Alfredo Di Stefano's transfer in 1953, tensions between Barcelona and Madrid had deep roots. These weren't just martial signings. They were moments that shaped pride, identity, and a rivalry that would last generations. Barcelona fans remembered the sense of injustice in 1916, the way a referee could alter the fate of a match. Madrid supporters saw Di Stefano's arrival as a statement of ambition and power, fueling a sense of superiority in the capital. Every decision, every transfer, every controversial call became part of the story, and every time the clubs met after, history hung over the pitch. By 1950s and 60s, El Clásico was no longer just a football game. It was a battle of symbols, Catalan pride versus central power, tradition versus ambition. Players, coaches, and fans all knew the stakes were bigger than the scoreline. And in every El Clásico that followed, those early moments lingered, giving each goal, each foul, and each decision a weight far beyond the pitch. There has been some controversial transfers like Figo, heroic rivalry like Messi and Cristiano. Now the reason why we still follow José Ángel Barrondo is because he was a former Real Madrid player, but officiated all the 1916 semi-final games and made decisions that favoured Madrid, fueling early tension between the clubs. Decades later, every El Clásico carried the weight of history, anger, and ambition far beyond the scoreline. Now, without the two people, do you think there would be any rivalry? Yes, there would be a rivalry. Barcelona came to stand for Catalan identity, language, and regional culture in a country where power was centralized in Madrid. The club was closely linked to Catalonia's traditions and became a space where Catalan pride could be expressed, especially during periods when regional identity was restricted. Real Madrid, by contrast, came to stand for the Spanish capital and central authority. Its name, symbols, and location tied it to the institutions of the state. And during Franco's era, the club was often associated, fairly or not, with central power and national representation. Over time, this contrast turned matches between the two into more than football, Barcelona representing regional resistance and identity, Madrid representing the center of political and institutional power. Was the unfairness Barcelona faced bigger than what they did to Chelsea? Let me know in the comments, because it is the next rivalry we will talk about.